Hello, everyone. A warm namaste from me, Ashish here from India. A good morning for my people across the West, and a good evening to people in India. How are you guys? I hope you can hear me. Yeah? Okay. Hello, everyone. A warm namaste. Can someone from the attendees type a message, okay, in the chat or the question and answer panel saying that you can hear me and see me? Okay, that would be excellent. Thank you so much. Yes, and you can see the screen. Chat is disabled, okay, but you can see me as well and the presentation, right, Swarnamala? Yes, look, super. Thank you so much. And I'm today going to talk about, okay, uh, does Agile work more with the small companies than the large and the medium organizations? So, an interesting topic selected by my team, and I'm going to actually present, okay, take help of the State of Agile 2024 report to show you some findings and corroborate my kind of hypothesis here about the agile state today. Now, this is a very interesting topic in the sense that today we are kind of at crossroads. Okay, we are redefining models. There are around 200 agile practices in the world. People are trying to get, or organizations are trying to get to agility. People are confused whether the traditional models are working. There are a lot of communication messages which is going across the practitioners and experts, the leaders in the organization. So I think it's a classic case of ambiguity. And agile is perhaps like a fluid. You don't know how it's going to be turning out in the near future. Okay, nobody, I think, can predict. Okay, sorry about that. Everyone is making a hypothesis to at the best. Nobody is able to predict what it is going to be in the next few years. Okay, is it that how the companies are going to respond, whether everything will be agile, which practices would actually work? So the best way to ascertain how it is going to be is to analyze the current state of affairs. So I'm taking help of the State of Agile 2024 report because this report is been kind of manufactured, analyzed, and done with a lot of credibility, right? But if I pick up some random articles from the net and provide you statistics, it doesn't lend to credibility. So I think this is something which can help you with a little more credibility. So that's where I have using this report to actually understand where Agile works and where Agile struggles, right? So this is a little bit of my profile. Okay, I'm very, uh, project management is like my ikigai, and we started with project management, like giving back to the community. And webinar is today's knowledge session is one good example about that. And we were, generally primarily a PMI shop, and we evangelize disciplined agile to a very, very large extent. And I love doing what I do. Okay, I do it with all my heart, and that's my ikigai. And even today's webinar, okay, where we had done a lot of research, found out some selected topics, and presenting you with a little bit of analysis and findings. Okay, so today's my webinar would be more statistical in nature with a lot of graphs and numbers. Okay, and that's where we are going to talk about things. Great. So before I go ahead and put across the things, I am making a really one poll with all of you, and I want to understand your point of view on agile. So here you go. I want you to answer this just like a little kind of exercise, okay, at the end of a busy day for you guys, okay? A little kind of thing. What do you think about agility? Come on. Come on, guys, just to give a flavor of what is happening in the industry. This is my way of talking and understanding what is happening in the industry. What do you guys feel as a group? Okay, lovely. Come on. What about others? Please answer. Nice. Okay, great. So I got a overwhelming majority, 67% of people said yes, agile is successful because many people, many teams have an agile mindset. 17% said, okay, everyone is using agile in one form or the other. So 84% is saying agile is really successful. Only 17% are saying cannot really tell because it's so confusing. Good. Thank you so much for attempting this. Uh, I have a different view of things, okay? And when I go to the industry, many people perhaps do not get the essence of what is agility. So there are some people who have understood the concept of agility, but perhaps not implementing. Some people perhaps do not have understood what is agility, but they are doing Scrum, okay, as a practice because that's a very easy to adopt practice. uh, so there are a lot of things which are happening in the organization. So question really to ask is agile really working? I have seen that agile, okay, doing agility with the proper mindset, with a proper enabler like a practice or a framework can give you increased collaboration and a improved quality. I think one of the biggest benefits, I had done one exercise where I had done one team doing a traditional and one team doing agile, uh, you know, the Scrum practice, and we compared how they are doing across 4 months. Okay. And we saw the time taken to deliver almost the similar product is the same. But the one who is doing agile, okay, Scrum, they gave a better improved quality than the one who were not doing the agile. This is a consistent feedback taken over the 4 months period. Okay. Also, the alignment with the business or the stakeholder is much higher in agility. This is what is kind of observed while doing this exercises. Whereas, okay, lot many ideas, okay, are not implemented when you are doing especially on an organization wide adoption. So agility can, in a large or a medium organization, perhaps are not working to an extent which it should be, because though there are a lot of issues in adopting organization wise. Because of a large hierarchy, okay, the business value doesn't percolate to the project centric teams. There are challenges in the organization to develop a customer centric culture. So we'll explore all these things. But I'm saying that there are reasons why Agile is struggling, and there are reasons why Agile is successful. And there are a lot of case studies for both of them. Okay, there is certainly a case to fix certain things, especially in the medium or large organizations where agile needs to be adopted a little more differently. So let's understand through some statistics what it has to say, right? Just a snapshot about statistics. Okay, why people implement agile is for higher customer satisfaction, right? That is one of the whooping things, okay, that the highest, okay, the percentage is for that. And also the delivery value is sooner, right? Most of the people who have responded to survey are from financial services and information technology. Okay, so this is the survey thing. Okay, the popular methodology, okay, or the popular practice today in agile is Scrum. It continues to be the popular. It more or less it has decreased from 70%, but it continues to be majority popular. Okay, most of the users are doing Scrum. Okay, but the agile mindset is pretty low in large and medium organizations as compared to small organizations. Like I said, the top benefits are improved collaboration and better alignment, and R&D is the fastest growing adopters of agile. Even marketing team today are adopting agile. Right now, I'm going into some different dynamics and variations of this. Okay, many people, okay, use metrics. I think metrics are important to gauge how you are performing on doing something, like how you are performing on doing an agile project or using agile, okay, or doing a customer delivery. So metrics are your measurement strategy. Okay, I have put a red dot or a line here to indicate that although overall, okay, there is a improved way of managing individual project metrics. What I mean is that there is no standard metrics across the organization, but every project will have its own metrics. So one project may have velocity as a metrics, the other project may have defect density as a metric, third project may have technical debt or combination of all the metrics. So every project, because they are unique in nature, they will have their own metrics to give the performance. So every project we believe is different from other. Every team is unique, different from everyone. And that is getting adopted across organizations. But when you come to medium and large organizations, more or less, they are going with overall IT metrics. So there is a standardization across team when it comes to measurement strategy. When it comes to smaller companies, people are having different metrics for every individual team. I think that's the way forward. Okay. In the metrics, you use OKRs. OKRs are objective key results, okay, which is getting highly adopted. So the OKRs and individual project metrics are the trends going forward for agility. However, in the large and medium organizations, you have people rely on standardization and overall IT metrics. Some metrics, if you know on projects, might be schedule variance, very common, right? So this can be, okay, not useful. So it makes sense at the start of the project for some teams, but not all teams would be really worrying about schedule variance. So this is your some of the statistics. Success in total companies, velocity is and value delivered. How much is your velocity? Okay, what is your velocity levels? What is the value delivered? Are the top ones, okay? But in large and medium organizations, predictability, okay, how much you are predicting upfront and how much is getting completed is given a top priority as a successful agile project. Okay, which is not true in small companies. Small companies value how much value is delivered to the customer. They are not relying on predictability. And given the large size of the organization, people are willing predictability. How much you are suggesting and how much actually you are doing. This is one of the top metrics in your large and medium organization. Right, so there is a difference, way things are perceived in different organizations, right? Okay, if you're using agile, okay, how people are using agile? Okay, many people are doing agile for ongoing releases with the incremental idea, right? But okay, lot of teams are now going for hybrid. This is commonly observed in large and medium organizations. Another factor in large and medium organization, they are not using agile and they are using tradition. So the agile adoption in large and medium organizations is rather low than in smaller organizations in terms of agility. And if they're using, the good news is that they are using in a hybrid mode. So they started getting introduced to agility. This is what, so I have been visiting a lot of these consulting companies, and I have seen that, many people, especially in the development cycle, use a kind of, they maintain the same hierarchy. So you have all the traditional hierarchy because changing the team structure is rather difficult. So within that hierarchy, I'm talking mostly of IT companies. Okay, I recently visited one, and within the hierarchy, they're using the traditional approach, but for the development piece, they're using Scrum teams. So there is a project manager and there is a Scrum master. Both are in the whole loop. It might be different for all of you, but this is from my experience. Okay. And they are evaluating models. What they're doing is just testing whether Scrum works for them, because they have been hearing a lot about Scrum. People are going into that. But what I have seen majorly in this kind of organizations, Scrum or whatever you're using is in name only. So Agile is in name only. The mentality is still the traditional, but you are doing story points, you are doing all this thing, you're doing daily coordination, you're following the ceremonies, but the mindset, I think, is not to the extent of agility. And so when I say hybrid, I always find hybrid where agility, you're doing all the Scrum methodologies or the practices, but the mindset typically mostly in hybrid I have seen is a traditional mindset. This is what is happening. Okay, right? So this is very interesting. Okay, no, most of the people who are using this agile are using Scrum. The Scrum has been the most popular methodology so far, right? One of the things why people are using agile is basically they can concentrate and focus on the value or the requirements to be delivered. And a quick or a good way to deliver the requirements early are the two best reasons why people are going for agility. So the business value prioritization and acceleration time to market, you giving the value sooner than later, is what making the businesses go for agility. This is also true for small as well as the medium and large organizations. So this is something which is happening across for agile, which is a very good thing, because agility is all about reducing your cost of delay or okay, the opportunity cost. Sooner you deliver the value to the customer, the money, or no, you get that value when it's delivered, you get paid for that, and that helps you, okay, to deliver more value. Otherwise, it's only WIP. More the WIP, more the inventory, the no, the more the cost to you. So this is a very interesting part, what drives agile adoption. Now, no, given the nature of our webinar, which is of 45 minutes odd, and I wanted to keep some time for question and answer, trying to be interactive. Uh, this is an interesting way because most of you come from large organizations, and this is something which might be interesting to you for where agile struggles. Although some of you might be aware, because this is a very common thing, there is a gap between what leadership wants and alignment is missing at the top and the bottom level. But this is like corroborated by this survey as well, that there is a huge gap between what management and the teams. So there is inadequate support and okay, not enough leadership participation. Okay, they are not into the execution, they are more into strategizing, and there is no link between them and the team. And that are the top two reasons for where agile struggles typically in the medium and or no large organizations. Okay, and if you see that this is more or less the same from the last years, they do it every 2 years. This survey is done every 2 years. It's a very detailed survey. Okay, these are top two reasons. Okay, and people who are unhappy with agile, okay, they say why it doesn't work, why there are challenges, because there are a lot of okay legacy system, lot of cultural issues which demand not a single approach but rather a mixed approach on delivering value. You can't just come today and change that. So that is what is happening for a lot of financial services company. Today, a small startup or small fintech startup can challenge a big bank. Okay, this is one of the case studies in disciplined agile exams from PMI. So today, a small startup, a fintech startup can challenge a big bank because the big bank has a lot of legacy applications, and it's not nimble enough to change its pivot its way if they have to do that. Okay, and that's what the competition or that's how the world is turning to, and they can't simply adopt any no, like they want to do scrum, it will not be easy to adopt organization wide. They need to have a mixed approach, a waterfall, a scrum, maybe a Lexus nest. They will actually do different approaches given the different sizes of the team, different context, different legacy that they have, and therefore okay, it's not going to be easy for them. So many of the disciplined agile customers, because I have been doing disciplined agile, are bank customers. Because disciplined agile promotes a mixed approach, or no, it suggests that you don't have to actually do any practice, or you need not be aligned with one practice. You can choose what is the best according to the situation, and it gives you that option. So that works. Okay, so a lot of this no companies use disciplined agile, the large organizations, right? So these are some of the things that you have. If you see, most of the things where agile struggles is for the medium and large organizations. So most of the respondents where agile struggles are from medium and large organizations. If I had to give you, okay, how much percentage, okay, where agile struggles, the small companies are, they are at the bottom floor. The top ones are all from the large and the medium organizations. one of the prime things with the large and the medium organization specifically said is everything is siloed. Okay, because every no, the organizations are structured in a way that it's my team, you are a different team, and therefore communication across different teams in delivering value across a value stream becomes a lot challenging in a large or a medium organization. So these are some of the challenges that you face, okay, in a large or a medium organization, right? Now, one of the things where you know, this is a survey done, which of the frameworks the large organization does use, a whooping 26% prefer safe, okay, scaled agile framework. Okay, this is the most popular framework in a large organization. Okay, uh, the disciplined agile framework, which is from PMI, okay, is remain constant over the years, whereas other frameworks have decreased to an extent. So, but scaled agile is where many organizations are using the scaled agile framework. Right, this is what it is. Right, I'm just checking the time. Okay, okay, lovely. So I want to put a little summary, okay, of things, okay, where agile is playing strong and where agile is struggling. Given that I use some statistics to play around. Okay, agile typically works when there is, okay, a straightforward approach. You don't have a backlog context, a legacy system context. Agile works better. Okay, when there is no structure in your teams, okay, in your organization, agile works absolutely better. Okay, so when there is no structure in the team, agile is where it works better. One second, there is a little kind of glitch in my video. One sec. I'm sorry about this. Okay, uh, so when there is the company size is small, when there are teams which are cross functional, when there is no team structure involved, when there are no legacy applications, that's what typically smaller companies are. The agile story is much more of a success. Where the team sizes are cross functionals, are smaller in nature, this is where agile works better. When the departments are not siloed, okay, this is what it works better. Okay, when you have access to the business leadership or to the customer directly, agile is in a much better shape. Okay, and agile is typically used by companies, okay, for better predictability, and when you also get a higher customer satisfaction. So when you have smaller teams, when you design a flatter hierarchy, okay, when you design smaller teams, okay, when you have cross functionals or a component or a feature teams, okay, where you have customer access easily, where the stakeholders can directly connect with your, okay, project teams, you have a better success chance for delivering agile solutions. This is typically much more possible in a smaller setup than in a large or a medium setup. And when, okay, just to sum up, where Agile is struggling and why it is struggling, one of the top reasons, okay, is lack of understanding of agility, and one approach does not work in a large or medium organization. So even if you have safe or a scrum, it may not work. You need to have a mixed approach in a large or a medium organization. And to enable that, the leadership should be aware that this is what is the challenge. There is a lack of understanding of agility across the leadership and across teams in a large and medium organization. The training is done, but it's not sufficient enough to understand what to do. And that's where, okay, there is also a disalignment, okay, between the business and the teams. So this actually makes it very tough to implement agile in a large organization. Also, large organization, the team sizes is more structural, like a hierarchy wise. There are no flatter organization because as the organization scales up, you need to develop that. So, so most of this large organization are going through agile transformations, which is a big journey. It can't be overnight journey where you need to actually, embody some cultural change aspects, which is going to be difficult. It can be a make or break as well. So it's going to be rather difficult. This is something which we do in the DVSC part, the how to transform organization. And PMI is going to come up with a DVSC 2.0, which actually it's a brilliant content. And that's where you will actually have, okay, how to develop a better team structure to deliver agility in a large or a medium organization. I think that's a struggling point. People are investing a lot of money in these organizations, but are falling short, okay, of implementing and delivering agile solutions. So they are returning or going back to their traditional or legacy solutions, right? This is where it is lacking terribly. So if I have to conclude on my closing thoughts, okay, uh, I first we need to understand that agile is very fluid. Okay, how it is, like I started with it, how it is going to take a turn in the future, I think nobody can predict. At the same time, we need to acknowledge that every project and every organization is different from each other. I typically cannot stereotype that this is what a framework is there. It can be applied across all the organizations. It will not work. And that's the reason that today Agile has 200 practices and it might be in 300 practices. Agile is all about tailoring. Agile is all about tweaking. Okay. So no one practice is going to work in a medium or large organization. So you always will have many frameworks to be applied in an organization for delivering agility. It's always going to be a mix and a match approach for a medium and larger organization. It will not be a straightforward solution. It will not be a straightforward. We have done a numerous kind of analysis and people think they're working, but their measurement strategies are really awful. Okay, they're using the same measurement strategies across the teams which they were using 10 years back. A company like Spotify changes their way of doing things, their practices, their measurement strategies after every 3 months. You can't rely on a same framework for the same team, across years. I think you need to tailor it. Okay. The other part which is necessary is to adopt a project centric approach in a large and a medium organization and not a standard approach. Standard approach will work initially well, but as it grows, like one of the great principles of continuous improvement, you need to understand that every team is very different from other. And therefore, okay, no, understanding that every team will have its own unique context and its own unique way of doing things, you can actually have many teams adopting different ways. Like one can be lean, one can be scrum, one can be traditional as well. At the same time, you need to be, okay, develop a organization awareness for the teams, okay, who are doing agile. They should have awareness what the organization wants to achieve. At the same time, the leadership should be aware of what it takes to deliver agile solution. I think it's lacking big time in medium and large organizations. Of course, I don't mention the restructuring of team. When you have flatter hierarchy, there is a great chance of success of agile solutions. So it's not always possible in a large and medium organ. So how to structure the teams, which kind of teams you should develop, what should be your reporting hierarchy? Like a lot of large organizations today have shared services team, which is a very good way of implementing a core team concept and serving teams. But so we need to see how the teams need to be developed, how teams needs to be processed. This all things will help. Now I'm actually summarizing. This is something as a transformation consultant, somebody goes, okay, they will actually take 2 3 years and put okay things in perspective. They will charge in hundreds of dollars, but I'm just giving you a superficial knowledge right now that to succeed in agility, okay, you need to have the basics right in this. And today, the large and medium organizations lack in various aspects, which the smaller organizations have things sorted out, and they are at a much bargaining position to have a good go at agility. So this is what I think is one of the important things, okay, for delivering agile solutions, right? Um, I wanted to suggest that, since we are very active on the PMI thing, these are the certifications on agility from the PMI Agile certifications. In fact, PMI is going to launch, okay, from 8 November, the PMI ACP certification, which is kind of based on the DSSM, and DSSM will slowly phase out in the next year. And we are at ProThoughts launching it, okay, in December 2024. Okay, ProThoughts does no just do not do just the training, it supports it with a lot of great material, great mock tests, which they originally developed in-house, and then they launch the certifications. So ProThoughts is gearing up to launch the PMI ACP certification. We were the leaders in disciplined agile, and this is one added certification in that. Okay, so you will actually hear a lot of things on PMI ACP sooner than later from ProThoughts. Okay, if I have to see, this is one of my favorite slides, which I show in a lot of webinars. And if you see, okay, this is something which where you need at the starting level, the DSM or CSM is a good certification. If you go a little more, you want to develop more expertise and the organization maturity is also high, then probably ACP, DSSM, SPC will make sense. Then there are these elite certifications from PMI. I really value the DBSC. It's really great content. So this is something which is, and the applicability is also great. Okay, it's about how to transform organization. The demand in the market about transformation consultants are also very high, right? So this is something which I wanted to show it to you. And I would also request you to join our LinkedIn group. Just type Disciplined Agile Certification Prep Group is one of the second largest group for Disciplined Agile in the world. So you can join this group. Okay, type this certification prep group. Okay, and I will happy to have you as a collaborator. We update a lot of things on the LinkedIn group, right? So now I'm opening up for questions and answers. Okay, it's 8:42. So it's like I'm 3 minutes early, but opening up for questions and answers. Anyone having any questions about anything in agility? I hope this something which no, I just tried to give you a little flavor of why agile is good for small companies than large companies and gave my side of the story. But any question answer, we can obviously have a discussion on that. Okay, as you're typing question and answers, I opened one poll about PMI SCP. Okay, it's a new certification. If anyone is going to be uh, interested, okay, if we can put it across here. You can feel the poll. Any questions? I will happy to answer that as well. How should mechanical based organization adopt agile framework? Okay, a lovely question. Okay, there has been no. I think I will try to send you. No, I will be happy to get you connected on LinkedIn. I will try to send you a paper written by PMI how a manufacturing organization adopted disciplined agile because they were promoting disciplined agile. So agility is basically a state of mind. Okay, it's not about okay using scrum or something, or scrum is not for IT practices. So agility is also has roots in lean, and lean okay started with manufacturing companies, and no a mechanical engineering or a manufacturing company based on no you can actually adapt okay a mindset which is lean. The idea of that is how I can deliver the value sooner. Okay, is what is the thinking. You do not be a scrum specialist for that. It's about reducing waste. Okay, it is delivering value sooner, prioritizing which value to be delivered, is all that concepts of agile which can be adapted in lean. In fact, it started with mechanical engineering or manufacturing based organizations, so it can be easily adapted, and then we will actually see which practice suits you, whether it can be lean or a kanban or a scrum. That can be discussed later. I hope I answer your question to some extent. Right? Okay. I will be happy to have a chat with you on the LinkedIn. Okay, Nitish, and I can we can actually talk in detail on that, depending on what exactly is the question, how to go about that. Lovely. Uh, Great. Sounds good. Okay. Thank you, everyone. And a warm namaste from my side. Have a very good night, and I see you soon. And I think I will see you next month. So happy Diwali in advance from India. Thank you so much.